Hey guys, welcome back to the High Homes channel. Welcome back to another episode of Costa Insights. So what's on the menu today? We're going to be talking about the different locations, top areas, dissecting all the way from, where is that in Matt?
Torremolinos.
All the way to
Sotogrande even.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a super interesting conversation. So are you guys ready? Let's go. What I like about Costa del Sol is that I think it's something really for everyone. Right?
Absolutely.
What I would like this discussion to be about is to really dissect all the different areas.
Yeah, because it's so different, huh?
Yeah. So,
so different.
Like Matt was saying, when we basically, for those guys that don't know, we took our Costa Explorer, High Homes Costa Explorer, the car. We drove all the way down the coast and we started.
That was fun.
It was really fun.
That was really fun.
We'll put the link up there so you guys can have a look at it. Yeah. So I think like sort of starting from Torremolinos. Maybe that's where we should start.
Torremolinos to Sotogrande, you can't put them in the same sentence.
So, but yeah,
when you think Torremolinos, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For me, it's aqua park. I grew up coming on vacation every summer. There was once a year we'd go to either aqua park Mijas or aqua park Torremolinos. But aqua park Torremolinos had the giant slide, the kamikaze.
They did.
So that was always a highlight of the summer. Was our one day out to aqua park in Torremolinos.
Oh, wow.
For me, Torremolinos is a bit too old.
Busy.
You know, like, it's not like
hotels.
Yeah, for me, it's not like from the entire. I think Costa del Sol has got so much to offer. I mean, Torremolinos is for a certain sort of person.
Yeah.
I do find, let's say, the old tend to be very old. You know, old buildings. It's got its charm.
I think of Torremolinos as fun because I think it's a little bit almost like party-ish.
I do remember having a couple of nights out as well.
Yeah.
Fact is that Torremolinos, I don't know if you guys know this, is the gay capital of the Costa. So I think Torremolinos was like the first location. I think it was like in the 60s, right? Or, you know, maybe late 60s. That Torremolinos was the place to sort of go on a vacation. That's why all the buildings are from the 60s, 70s, a lot more old though, with the Carvajal, which is actually a beautiful little area of Torremolinos. And then so I just see the coast has progressed towards the west.
There's a lot of Dutch in, for people from the Netherlands in Torremolinos as well.
What's the name? Carihuela.
Carihuela. Absolutely.
If you go to Carihuela and you walk around Carihuela, you're most likely, you know, one out of every 10 people you see are Dutch.
Yeah, that really surprised me.
You do along the coast find these pockets of nationality. It's you have is it Los Pacos? I think in Fuengirola,
Los Pacos.
Right? It's I think there's a lot of Finnish people. I believe. Yeah. Right. So you find these pockets. I mean, I think people have a natural tendency to sort of gather.
Benalmadena will be the next stop.
Absolutely.
What's your thoughts on Benalmadena?
Benalmadena is made up 3 areas.
So you'd have, let's say, Benalmadena Costa, where the harbour is. Then you have Benalmadena Pueblo, and then you have Arroyo de la Miel.
Correct. I always remember a girlfriend of mine, she lived very close to Benalmadena Pueblo, and this has gone back years and years ago. And I went, I'm not so sure on the area. She said, Kim, Benalmadena Pueblo is the best place in the whole world because great restaurants, it's still very Spanish, pretty.
What I feel about Benalmadena is like when you have Benalmadena Costa, which is where the harbour is, and that just feels like a big, massive resort. Like I would not for those people which are looking to just holiday. Yeah, Benalmadena would be great because everything's walking distance is great, but it just feels like one massive resort. However, something I do like about Benalmadena Costa is the beautiful, beautiful beaches.
Like they are gorgeous.
The drive from Benalmadena Costa to Fuengirola is one of the most incredible drives in the entire Costa.
I do love the port. There's something about the Benalmadena port.
That is gorgeous. Yeah, I
really
agree.
like it. My daughter, she chose to celebrate her 10th birthday there. They have a laser tag and an escape escape room.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So like to your point about like kind of being resorty, I suppose. Yeah. And the other thing too is, as a family, we if anything is wrong with our family, we happen to go to the hospital in Benalmadena, which is fantastic.
It is amazing.
And then going up towards the stupa, we like to go to the butterfly butterfly garden.
Yeah.
There's so many activities in Benalmadena because it's a very touristy location. I mean, there's also a lot of Spanish people living in Benalmadena.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's what
I just get.
Arroyo de la Mer is
100%
really Spanish. Ice skating as well. There's an ice skating rink in Benalmadena.
Oh, there is, yeah.
But then talking about Benalmadena, but then you can't forget Reserva del Higuerón. You can't want a more five-star luxury resort area.
So the question of Higuerón is it Benalmadena or is it Fuengirola?
Exactly. Depends which
side of the street you're on.
Yeah.
So they kind of created their own.
Totally.
It's five-star luxury. It's obviously very international. I know the Americans love it, and Canadians.
It's great if you want to be close to the airport. It's 25 minutes away.
Yeah.
The amenities of the Hilton Hotel are incredible.
Absolutely.
You know, you're close to Carvajal, you're close to the train station. However, having said that, my personal opinion on Higuerón is that it's quite built up since they did Higuerón. So like, you know, I think people that want to be in Higuerón want to be in Higuerón because of the amenities. But if you want that green feel, again, that's what I like. I don't think that's an area. That would be an area for me, but it's a hell of an area.
But exactly, no, exactly. It's not for everyone. I'm still very much a country girl, and I like that feeling of the green areas. So that's why I always explain to my clients that are coming over trying to understand the Costa del Sol. Nearer to Malaga Airport, the more built up it's going to be, and then we move along the coast.
It is for a lot of people though, because we get a lot of inquiries for
Benalmadena. Yeah. I think it's because the closest to the airport, Malaga, having that train there as well. So yes, so obviously talking about Reserva del Higuerón, we then move into Fuengirola, which is your home.
That's right. We chose Fuengirola because growing up, well, we had our house in Mijas Pueblo, but I really wanted to live closer to the beach. Plus, my kids go to the Swedish school. My wife works at a Swedish preschool. And yeah, just the convenience of it. It's very flat, so we can all go bicycling at the weekends.
Yeah.
The beach is right there. It's within a stone's throw of our place. There's fantastic playgrounds. My kids are very young still, and so between the playgrounds, the ease of getting around. I mean, literally outside our door, we have hundreds of restaurants to choose from. It is busy in the summer times. We live in a holiday destination, so that's to be expected.
Of course.
But no, we really have no regrets whatsoever about choosing Fuengirola.
In terms for our clients, again, Fuengirola is a little bit difficult to find properties for them.
It's very urban, it's very consolidated.
It's quite small. Fuengirola itself is quite small.
Why do so many Scandinavians love Fuengirola?
It's the proximity to the beach, but I would guess it's a lot more cost-effective living. Or if you want to buy a property in Fuengirola, it's a lot more cost-effective to buy it there than it would be in many other places along the Costa del Sol. So I guess that combination caters to the masses in a way.
Fuengi has a community of Swedish, Finnish, Danish. You have Swedish schools. You have Norwegian churches. Like it's incredible. Like it's just like they're all sort of accumulated in Fuengirola. Even though my kids go to the Swedish school, you would think that we'd be bumping into Swedish people all the time. It's not the case at all. I mean, it's very Spanish still, which I particularly like, and maybe that is also one of the appeals of Fuengirola is that it has still maintained a lot of its kind of local charm.
The mayor has done such great work in Fuengirola as well, like the old town area near where the main church is.
I was just going to talk about it. Yeah, it's lovely.
Just beautiful.
It's really and the side streets.
Exactly.
There's nothing like sitting in Fuengirola having a glass of white wine and a tapita.
They've done a great job in that area. They've built up a lot of new restaurants.
Really
and
have.
There used to be a lot of retail stores, which have now become restaurants and beautiful eateries. You have like the old town, which is beautiful. You have the boulevard, which is just stunning, and then you have the commercial of Miramar, Castillo, Soheil. Like there's so much to offer. It's normal that, and living there now, which obviously I'd never done growing up. I'm starting to tap into local races. I did sort of like an obstacle course race. I did just around a 5K. They're doing I think
a lot going on.
Credit to the mayor.
Yeah, for sure.
They are doing a lot for the local community, and it's very active. It's very I'm really happy with our decision.
Next step along the Costa del Sol would be Mijas. So just to give the audience a bit of context, Mijas is massive. Before you've got Mijas Pueblo, which is up in the mountain. Then you've got Mijas Costa, which is the entire Costa del Sol. Of course, you have Mijas Campo Mijas, and all that. But I think, obviously, Mijas Pueblo is just a pueblo. It's just a beautiful whitewashed village.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is stunning. There's so much to do there. But I think most of the people that live in Mijas live on the coast. of Mijas, no?
Mijas Costa,
And you know, the most famous location in this area would be La Cala de Mijas. So, and you know, where we are now, Cala Honda. So let's talk about La Cala de Mijas.
The benefits for us living here, we've got the town hall, we've got the local police, we have the school system there. So even though we belong to Mijas, we at Mijas Costa can just go our health centre, and we can just go to La Cala de Mijas from the area of everything is there. Everything. Cuisine, come on, that's you've got any style of cuisine that you want. You want beach club or you want chiringuito, then La Cala de Mijas has it all.
When I first started in real estate, or when I was a little boy, La Cala de Mijas was not that known. You know, La Cala de Mijas was just a really small little village that no one really knew about. And now, like, it's an area which is competing. La Cala de Mijas competes with Estepona.
Yeah, it sure
and you know the biggest difference? I don't know if you guys know this, but La Cala's only have 5,000 people, population, 5,000. That's it.
Long-term residents.
Long-term residents.
Yeah.
Like Estepona has hundreds of, I think 80, 190,000, whatever it is. Like the difference is barbaric. Small location has such a high demand.
I find La Cala de Mijas unique. Our work takes us from Malaga down to Sotogrande. There's no other place like La Cala de Mijas. It's not a town. It's not a town, it's not a village.
I'll call it a village.
Village, yeah, but there's no other La Cala de Mijas along. You've got Cantalada, but Cantalada is just exactly.
It's like we were saying at the beginning of this video is there are so many pockets, and every single place along the coast is unique. It's really, really different. But you're right, La Cala is something special.
And the beaches are great.
Yeah.
And the boardwalk. Come on, the boardwalk.
I run on that boardwalk and I love it.
And the famous Marbella.
I am originally from Marbella, and then we moved to East Marbella when I was a bit older, and then I lived all my life in East Marbella until today. I still live in East Marbella. So for me, like, you have urban Marbella and you got East Marbella and you got West Marbella. But like, you know, Marbella is just absolutely unique. It's massive.
It is big.
You know, people go like, I want to live in Marbella. It's like, okay, where?
Where exactly?
I think Marbella is, you know, it's the king of the coast, but for a really good reason. Like, there's nothing like Marbella. It cannot be imitated. It cannot be, you know, I know Estepona just brings a different vibe.
Yeah.
But Estepona cannot. Is trying to compete with Marbella, but Marbella, it wears the crown, and to take that crown is cemented on that city.
So for people that don't know the coast that well, how would you divide up Marbella? Because I think a lot of people think that Cala Honda, where we're sitting, is part of Marbella, but when in fact it's actually part of Mijas, right?
Correct.
But we're right on the edge.
But Marbella will be divided in East Marbella, which is from Cabo Pino all the way to all the way around to Rio Real.
That's my favorite area.
For me, from Rio Real.
Class.
For me, Rio Real to Cala Honda, which is just a tiny bit more, that's the best location. I'm very biased. Marbella Center and then West Marbella, but it's just massive, you know? Like, oh, by the way, for people that don't know East Marbella, one of my favorite area guides that we did last year is, we'll link it somewhere there so you can have a look at it. But for me, there's nothing like East Marbella. It's the green, the location, you know. If you look at Elviria, for example, I think Elviria has one of the highest growth potentials in the entire Costa del Sol. And people go, why not Rosario? Or why not this part? Or why not Cabo Pino? Because if you think about it, Elviria is the only suburb that's actually a suburb. It's commercial centers, it's beach. And people don't realize that. No. You cannot compare Rosario to Elviria. Like, there's no way. Rosario is an urbanization. Right?
Yeah, 100%.
Elviria is a suburb. And for me, Elviria and Cabo Pino is the same thing. People separate Elviria and Cabo Pino. If you live in Elviria, you use Cabo Pino. If you live in Cabo Pino.
And what's a Cabo Pino? For those that don't know.
Cabo Pino is the most beautiful harbour in Marbella. if you're in Cabo Pino and you want to enjoy a lovely, lovely day at the beach, one of the most sandy beaches.
Shallow, great for kids.
Yeah, it's amazing for kids.
On a windy day, great surfing.
Yeah. As well. But then you've got San Pedro. People think of San Pedro, but it's part of Marbella.
Actually.
Great opportunities in San Pedro, though, eh?
A beautiful avenue that connects to the beach, so we're going to go all the way to the beach.
A lot of people riding bikes.
Bicycle lanes.
An amazing paddle club.
I think if you actually compare Marbella and San Pedro, Marbella is saturated. So there is no more land. People say, I want to buy new development in Marbella. It doesn't exist. Right? Naturally, on the west side, San Pedro. I mean, if you look at San Pedro from the area perspective, all those empty lands which are going to come, like
but San Pedro, San Pedro again,
going to explode.
You've still got the original San Pedro, which I love. The old town.
Then we have Guadalmina, which is West Marbella. Guadalmina is typically an area
old
where
Spain,
old Spanish
money.
If you buy a property in Spain and you have a Spanish lawyer, 80% chance your lawyer lives in Guadalmina. Guadalmina Baja, you have the ex-president of Spain. Now, if you drive into Guadalmina Baja on the summer, you'll see 3 patrol cars always parked in the same location on the main avenue. That's the house of José María Aznar, which is the ex-president of Spain. That's Guadalmina Baja. Guadalmina Alta is where like all the Spanish, middle to upper class people live.
Next up, Estepona.
Wow.
Right? I mean,
where do we talk about things changing in the lifetime that we've been here? Like Estepona used to be a sleepy town. We used to go to Gibraltar. You used to have to drive through Estepona on the seafront. It was a dual carriageway. It was double lanes, but again with traffic lights through it. So it always would take. It's sort of like, depending on the day, the time of the day, you take ages to go through there. They then built, the road. They've now pedestrianised that area, and the changes are just on another level. That's thanks to the mayor, I think.
I think the mayor plays a part in the last 7 years or 6 years. But I think the biggest change of Estepona, you know what has been? The biggest game changer for Estepona, people don't realize. I think it was 27 years ago when they finished the tunnel. The tunnel was what put Estepona even more on the map, because before, if you wanted to go from Puerto Banús to Cancelada, you'd have to go through the center of San Pedro. It would be impossible. It takes 25 minutes. Traffic. And the moment they open that tunnel, you can be from San Pedro to Cancelada in 5 minutes. So all of a sudden, people don't want to be 5 minutes away from Puerto Banús, combine Estepona. Right?
Absolutely.
The new Golden Mile, let's say. So how crazy is that? I think that's the one biggest game changer Estepona has ever seen, that tunnel. And
I would say, as a real estate business, I would say 2024, if it's been defined by anything, it's been about Estepona and, the next stop's in Manilva, but we have gotten so many inquiries for Estepona.
Talking about Estepona, so people that don't know Estepona, we're divided in New Golden Mile, which is the east of Estepona. You have Estepona Center, and you have Westepona, which we coined
Westepona. Matthew and Kaz, they both live in Estepona, and they wouldn't be anywhere else in the whole wide world.
It's funny you said that about Calahonda. I said that about Fuengirola.
Exactly.
It sort of feels like wherever you land, it's it's where you want to be. I don't know.
Different places attract different sort of people.
But what I always try to explain to people is that because we've got so much on our doorstep, wherever you end up, because we're so spoilt for choice, you don't have to go very, very far.
You know what? Eliminate product for 1 second. Eliminate property. Just look at the sheer quality of the businesses opening in Estepona. And it's not a joke. Starlight opening up their second location in Selwa. You have, the Pasha Group from Ibiza, reinvesting all that money in what used to be called
Atlas American School.
Yeah, Atlas American School. Yeah. And the big, look, have you guys been to that Nido restaurant in Estepona? In front of the edge?
Yeah, I look at it from afar. Oh, it's gorgeous.
We got a listing episode. And then going back to products for 1 second, you look at, for example, Absolute Estepona by Maiz and Diaz, this development, you look at it and you go, Jesus.
Well, not to mention the Edge, which you did just reference.
You just go,
Jesus.
Next stop, on our way to the last stop, which is Torremolinos, would be Casares.
Yeah, but I love Casares. It's so small. But it goes all the way up to the top.
Mijas Pueblo is really up the road. It's like 25 minutes.
I don't think it feels it. But it's so beautiful when you get up there. So, but Casares Costa?
Casares Costa, yeah.
It's just like little ditty, and I love it. You'll go through Casares, and before you know it, you're in Manilva. I still love the green, open areas. It's still very traditional, sweet wine that they grow there. And isn't it developing?
I think that they're also very, very much controlling how much is developing there. But if you look at, just go back to Casares, all the area of Casares, there are plots there for thousands of properties. If you're investing long-term 10, 15-year growth, Casares is a great bet. Then Manilva, if you look at some beaches on Manilva, for me it's like Cádiz. It's just
absolutely, I love it.
White sand, it's so beautiful. It's really special.
For an investment point of view, I think that on a long-term 10-year sort of timescale, I think we're going to see that area grow like there's no tomorrow.
There's one, let's say, talk about the negatives about that area compared to these areas, is that and I always say this kind of the biggest difference, if calling it negative, because it's not really that much of a negative, is the distance to the airport. So for someone that wants to buy a holiday home.
If you're British, no problem to go to Gibraltar.
That's true.
I actually love the feeling down there of peace and tranquility. It's not quite so busy, but saying that, in the summer, obviously, it's super busy, like
I think
everywhere.
like in summer, every single coast in Europe is busy. Like continental Europe comes to the coast.
Sotogrande is, we're actually dipping into Cadiz, so...
Sotogrande is Cadiz?
Yeah.
Sotogrande is actually part of a different province. How would you define Sotogrande? To be honest with you, I know Sotogrande quite a bit. We've sold some properties there in my...
Again, I love it. I like the feeling that I get down there. Super rich. The families from Gibraltar that have businesses in Gibraltar, but they have their homes in San Roque, Sotogrande. It's very Spanish, I have to say. I know that in July and August, the Madrileños sort of like come flooding down into that area. But wow, there's some mansions.
Madrileños being?
From Madrid.
People from Madrid.
Yeah, from Madrid.
But that is a beautiful
marina. Oh gosh,
it is so beautiful.
So we got lots of different choices, huh?
At the end of the day, it seems like we're all very happy where we are. But I guess it means like no matter where you land, you're gonna be happy.
As a wrap, guys, I think that's it. We've covered the most important parts of the coast, in my opinion. There's so much more to talk about, which we'll keep on delivering to you guys. But as a conclusion, there's something in the coast for everyone. It's a matter of driving around, getting the feel for the location. You guys really need to watch our Costa Explorer, where we're actually going to be doing a bit of a talk like this, driving through the entire Costa del Sol, showing you POV of what it looks like from Malaga Airport all the way to Sotogrande. Yeah, that's a wrap. Hasta luego.
Bye.
Hasta luego.